California Dreamer. White flag raised. They're lined up. And they're off. The Coolmore America Justify Matron Stakes, Group 1, 11 fillies over the mile, and it is Vera's Secret first to show in front from Fallen Angel. Closest California Dreamer, being followed by Cathedral, in by the rail and the white cap is Exactly, and then Circene as they settle down with just over 6 furlongs to go. Vera's Secret is the leader from Fallen Angel, followed by California Dreamer. To the inside is Exactly, within between fillies Cathedral, then Circene and January in mid-division. Sparks Fly next, then Donnacha, Atsila, and trailing the field coming out of the back straight is Queen of Thunder. Vera's Secret and Shamie Heffernan lead a length, and second is Fallen Angel and James Doyle, disputing the third. Exactly, Dylan Browne, McMonagle, and California Dreamer Chris Hayes, being followed by Cathedral and David Egan. And they're tracked with 3.5 furlongs to go by January and Christophe Soumillon, and then Circene and Gary Carroll. As they come round the home turn, less than 3 furlongs to go. The Coolmore America Justify Matron Stakes, it's Vera's Secret first went in. Driven up on the outside is Fallen Angel, followed by Exactly, and then comes Cathedral. We're starting to come into it now. January, Sparks Fly runs on ahead of Atsila. Circene's drop back, then Donnacha, Queen of Thunder, and California Dreamer racing to the final furlong. Fallen Angel is strongly pressed by Exactly. Running on strongly is Atsila as they race up towards the finish. It is Fallen Angel from Exactly. They're going to the line. Fallen Angel goes a place better than the 25 Matron from Exactly. Atsila. On their heels was Cathedral. Cracking double for Karl Burke.
Yes, Karl Burke strikes again, and the first top-level event of this weekend goes the way of Fallen Angel, the 9-4 market leader under James Doyle in the colours of Wathnan Racing. Very interesting race to watch. Vera's Secret, as expected, was the one who helped push the pace along. Fallen Angel, what a terrific filly she is, done just in the end a little bit too strong.
That's it, Gary. She's a top class filly. She was the rock solid one coming in here. You were wondering if January would be able to reverse places with her from the Prix Rothschild at Deauville last time, but not a bit of it. She's travelled well through a race. She came under right early in the home straight. Vera's Secret took them along at what looked like a good pace, as we thought she might, but Fallen Angel always travelled well in behind, and when James Doyle went for her here, she does have a little bit of ground to make up on Vera's Secret on the far side, but she's always getting there. Exactly, she's run a massive race. The strength behind her in the market was well founded. She's emerged as Fallen Angel's main challenger and definitely locked horns with her on the run inside the final furlong, but just close home. Fallen Angel has moved on again, and she's strong all the way to the line. She's the Irish Guineas winner from last year, and she's bagged another Group 1 race here.
Good efforts as well from the likes of Atsila and Cathedral, who's finished 4th. Picked up 20 grand, not quite enough to get the supplementary back, but big run from her. Watching from the stalls then, Vera's Secret drawn out wide, but just tacked across under Shamie Heffernan. That's her way. She's quite a free-going sort. Was able to just steady it up a touch, but the winner always well placed.
That's it, yeah. Like Vera's Secret, this is the way she likes to run. She was 3 for 3 at Leopardstown coming into this race. Obviously stepping up and trip into a Group 1 race, and she's taken them along. She's run well for a long way. Fallen Angel just tacked in behind her, got the box seat in behind in second place. Just, I'm sure that James Doyle was happy enough to just be exactly where he is with exactly just behind him. And California Dreamer, she likes to go forward in her races. She's not too far away either. And January just in behind in the maroon. Christophe Soumillon with the maroon cap just on the inside. But Fallen Angel has tracked her through. She's moved up on the outside of Vera's Secret here. Always travels well. Just a couple of strides early in the home straight when she's come under a ride. It just took her a couple of strides to pick up. But here's where James Doyle gets low in the saddle and pushes her up on the outside of Vera's Secret. Doesn't look like she's travelling as well as Vera's Secret, but she knows she sees out this mile trip really well, a fast run mile, and that she's got Group 1 class. She's a multiple Group 1 winner now, and she's found lots. She's given generously. The fitting of cheek pieces for the first time at Ascot and the Duke of Cambridge. They're obviously not sure that she absolutely needs them, but they're no negative for her anyway. And again, she's shown that attitude and just forged on close home.
Circene back in 5th place. She just lost her position, leaving the back straight, and ended up with a fair bit to do, just kept on at the one pace. Atsila, probably the revelation of the race.
Yeah.
I'm talking beforehand about whether she could bounce back from some of her slightly disappointing runs of late. She's certainly done that.
Like, she's the Athasi Stakes winner, Gary, from back in early May, and she just hasn't been able to go on from that. But no, this is a really encouraging, a great bounce back to form for her. It's good to see her putting up this performance in her tongue tie for the first time. And yes, you're saying she lost her place, didn't she? She's not an overly big filly, and they just kind of made it maybe crowded around her. Maybe she got outpaced. Maybe Joe Murphy's saying that she'll get further, and maybe she just kind of kept on like a filly who might even appreciate going out to 10 furlongs again.
Here we are, head on of the closing stages. Atsila was the only one who really made up a bit of ground from back in the field, likes of Duckadilly and Queen of Thunder. Never really managed to get competitive. Likewise, California Dreamer, but Fallen Angel, who backed that Group 1 win last time in the Prix Rothschild, following up here, and it was already a good day for Karl Burke. It really could be some weekend, Don, couldn't it, with so many big chances still to come.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, look, it's like he's a great man to bring horses over here, Gary. Like, Ireland's very much on his radar in terms of picking races for horses, picking races to suit his horses. Fallen Angel, she came over, won the Irish Guineas last year. She was over here for this race last year. Had to give best to Porta Fortuna back then, 12 months ago, but back again, try it again, and she's gone one better.
So Fallen Angel it is, who takes out the Coolmore America Justify Matron Stakes. Ireland's happy hunting ground for her in the last couple of seasons. Let's go back to Nick and David, see what they made of it.
And don't forget, Karl Burke might not be done yet. He's had Convergent and Fallen Angel today. He's got Royal Champion at a big price in the Royal Bahrain Irish Champion Stakes a little bit later today. That will thrill James Doyle, because Danny Tudhope had to ride last time when James was on the sidelines. He won on his old friend, but that'll be an important victory in these silks for James. You feel that he's got this absolutely spot on today, content to let a stride, use a stride, be handy, just take a lead from the horse who carved out the pace. And she's a good, strong, staying miler, and a consistent one at that, who loves a bit of dig in the ground, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. Might have been a disappointing start to the season for her. In the lock-in, she was below form, then she got beat in a Group 2, the only Group 2 she's running in her last 9 runs. But that's meant, I think, that possibly she's been in her absolute best form in late summer, early autumn. And she might have further to go. She's in the QE2.
I mean, the Sun Chariot would look a gimme
yeah,
for her in the
absolutely.
meantime,
It would look a gimme. And she's so straight and true and honest, in the perfect position. Exactly justified the support I think they always seems to get this time, but just come up against a horse who just didn't want to be beaten.
That's a special moment for James Doyle. It's not as though he's a stranger to success at the top level, but he was really quite sick around York and thereafter.
Yeah.
Had a very nasty bacterial infection that just wouldn't clear up, and I think he was really quite unwell for a little while.
Yeah,
so.
but he's fit now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He looks on top form, and not surprising. But this filly's in fantastic form. The trainer, I thought it was great to see him coming over with such a challenge, numerically, and with real contenders for this meeting, and has given us something to. I always talk about the Cheltenham meeting and things like that, when we're going to have a winner, but we've got to send these horses over, and Karl and to a lesser extent so far anyway, Jack Shannon have really flown the flag so far today.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's one British runner in the opening race and finished second, one British runner in the second race, Michael Dodds, finished second, none in the third, one in the fourth who's won, and one in the fifth who's won.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I think it is supposed to be the European.
We've got to sing while we're winning.
I mean, it is supposed to be the European pattern after all.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the idea. I mean, it works both ways.
Yeah. It's great to see her. And this, I don't know whether I might have underestimated her, or she's sort of slightly. I wouldn't have said off the top of my head that she'd already won 3 Group 1s. She's now won 4. It's fabulous.
Yeah, she's won as a 2-year-old. She's won last year, of course, and she's won the Rothschild and the Matron this time round. Karl Burke getting the debrief from James Doyle. Karl, one of the more prominent Wathnan trainers now, certainly one of the ones who's had the most success for them, and he's got Night Raider for them in tomorrow's Flying Five as well, who's a fascinating contender. Looks quite well drawn as well under James Doyle. I think James would have been quite happy to make it from a fair draw here, but a bit of a tearaway leader in Vera's Secret, who contributed really to giving him the perfect trip.
Yeah, absolutely. He's now in the absolute perfect position, given the way races have been going today, and doesn't give it up for anyone. I'm looking for his old rival, January, who's on the inside, perhaps not in the best position, but ultimately I really don't think there were any excuses for January. Possibly the slightly softer ground didn't suit. I don't know, but she's ended up beaten much further than she was last time by this horse. So one seems to be going forward, and the other one might seem to be regressing a little. But the race doesn't really change much in the first half. And here, a decisive move as James Doyle kicks off the bend at the Curragh and ultimately puts his horse in front quite some way. Just when the horse changes gear, you just wonder a little bit, but eventually just kicks into overdrive, and basically he's been racing for 2 furlongs. I mean, that takes some doing, and she's beaten what is clearly exactly his run in Group 1s, not run as well as the market has suggested that she might on several occasions, but has done this time, to be fair to her. She's clearly a Group 1 filly, but this horse does not want to get beat.
All right, let's get the winning reaction. Karl Burke looked absolutely thrilled. I'm sure James Doyle is as well. Here's Fran Berry.
What a half an hour it's been here for trainer Karl Burke, converging, winning in Group 3 company in great style, but Fallen Angel's second race last year. You said she was in great form after winning in France, and she, again today, Karl, was very good. Well done.
She's so tough, isn't she? Very, very honest. James gave her a great ride. You know, everybody, he just took a few rides to get to know her, and you just can't pull her around. You know, you just got to let her go, and she should be staying 1.25 miles really, but we're probably better off being aggressive over 1 mile, I think, and no, absolutely delighted for everybody.
What were you thinking all the way up to home straight?
I thought we would beat a furlong out when January came to us. Was it January or exactly?
No, the other horse, excuse me.
I thought we would beat her, if I'm honest, and then when I saw her get her head down and James get stuck into her, Danny rode her, whenever he rode her as a 2- and 3-year-old, he always said she's waiting for a smack to tell her, you know. Probably shouldn't say that on TV, but she's one of those that she just waits and waits, and when she gets a smack, she always gives it to you.
It's the cheek piece just to keep her concentrated.
Yeah, we felt that she needed them this time round. You know, she got very lackadaisy in her work at home, and, you know, she needed the run in the Lockinge first time out. And then when we worked her in, I said to Richard Browne, I'm going to work her in sheepskins, we'll see how she goes, and she worked very well. You could tell they sharpened her up, and they certainly work. Some
journey with her, the Migler Stud Stakes a couple of years ago, and Irish Guineas, and back here again for Matron Stakes. She's a credit to you and a credit to herself.
No, nice of you to say that, but maybe we should leave her here.
Where are you going from here?
She will go probably for the Sun Chariot if she's okay, and then we could take the boys on Champions Day at Ascot.
Look forward to that. And Karl, Convergent, what about him? What a performance.
I thought it was a very, very good performance, and it's amazing how sometimes you plan in your head how you think a race is going to go, and you tell the jockey how you think it should go, and that went absolutely perfect. The horses that we said would be in front of him were. He's a horse, he's still a bit of a baby, he's a bit keen and gets a bit gassy, he needs that bit of cover just to get in a nice rhythm, but I loved the way he quickened up today and travelled, and he was only dossing when he hit the front.
Keen early, you couldn't pull him up, he's a big engine.
He's a huge engine. I think he's a 1.6 will suit him well. He could be back maybe for the Irish St. Leger next year, but he could even develop into an arc horse for us next year, that type of animal.
And as regards the rest of the season for him, where you go to France maybe or something? Or
sorry,
which Convergent, where will you go with him next? Sorry.
He's got an entry in a German Group 1 at the end of October. Whether we do that or not, I'm not sure. You know, he's got a couple of Group 2 entries as well, but we'll certainly go upwards from Group 3 status.
I know we spoke earlier, but just for our main channel viewers, Phoenician Sun, a bit depending on the weather tomorrow. Yeah, I'm hoping that apparently the Curragh have had a daylight today, so hopefully it's dry, and I'm told it's proper, just yielding ground now, and it will take some rain. We want to run, you know, it's
you know, it's a big race for her, and we'll learn a lot from it. But I don't want to subject her to a race on heavy ground over 7 furlongs for the first time, because then we don't learn anything if she doesn't perform, and especially when there's another Group 1 round the corner back in England. So look, we're here to run, and fingers crossed we will.
Hope we see you tomorrow, and also Al Kareem as well.
Al Kareem will love whatever rain comes. He'll love the ground as it is. Mile 6 should be perfect for him. He's in great form, so hopefully he can put up a good show.
It's great to have you here. Well done again.
Thanks, Fran. Thank you.
James Doyle just weighing in here after the success of Fallen Angel, going one better in the Coolmore Matron Stakes following a second place finish last year, and she is such a likeable filly, and the way she won here on this occasion, James, her hallmark, she battled strongly under pressure like she did on her previous start and again today. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Fran. Felt like we got it right this year. Probably didn't get it right last year, and she was obviously beaten by a very good filly in Porta Fortuna, and I ended up in front last year, not knowing her as well as I do now. I probably just went too slow, and you know, again at the line I was rallying back at the back of the winner, so thank you. Today, happy. I always thought Shamey would lead. It's quite a fast filly, that, and drawn out. It gave me loads of time early to just let her find her feet, and just pressed on early like that. You know, that little drop from the little downhill bit from the tree. I just tried to use that to really get her going, and when Aidan's other filly got to me, went up on me, I thought, I probably haven't gone early enough again. But sure, the last kind of half a furlong, she really dug in. And, yeah, it's lovely.
Indeed, and tactically into straight, Shamey obviously and Vera Secret elect to stay in. What was in your mind at that point?
Well, I know that filly does hang left, so I thought that might be the reason for him staying there. My plan was always to come up the middle. Not so much, I didn't think it was worth coming all the way over, so I was always sort of beelining for the middle. I may have drifted back left a touch late on, just when we were rallying, but yeah, I was always happy in the straight.
Great performance. Some filly, isn't she, to win a Migler 2 years ago, maintain her form all the way through to another success here today?
Yeah, she's very tough. She's I mean, Karl and his team have done a great job with her, and she just always kind of turns up. I kind of got it wrong. I didn't ride it. She kind of owed me this one today. I didn't ride her at Ascot, and of course I got that wrong. Then I went against her in the Rothschild, and of course she won. So yeah, I thought if there was a God today, surely she'd repay me, and she has, and it's just great, another Group 1 winner for Wathnan Racing.
And for you as well, missing York, you're back in full swing now again, get a Group 1, get rolling again into the autumn.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was rough there for a couple of weeks, just had to stop, which as you know, Fran's not an easy thing to do, especially when you're at a good meeting like York with good rides, but had to pull the pin and just take a few weeks rest, but no, back firing on all cylinders. Yeah,
definitely in full fitness there in her. That's you done today. Tomorrow, 2 very interesting rides, Flying 5, Night Raider, pace angle potentially after a great run in Nunthorpe.
Yeah, he's getting the hang of, like early in his career he was at 7 and try to stretch him to a mile, but he's very fast, and it's just taken him a few goes to really get the hang of 5 furlong sprinting. And I thought he did a good job in the Nunthorpe. Hopefully if he can improve again, my worry would be the rain. I'm not sure, he's a bit, he's unproven on slow ground, so that would be a bit of a worry. He did run well in the King George sprint at Goodwood on slow ground when we were on the wrong side, but it's a bit of a head scratcher. We'll see how he goes.
And what has been the trademark of your association with Wathnan, your second round of the day, a new purchase, One Look, trained by Paddy Toomey. You must like what you see in her.
Yeah, absolutely, and speaking to the guys, spoke to Billy about her yesterday, and yeah, he was pretty complimentary about her, and I thought she did well under Wayne Lorden last time. She was in a bit of a pocket of the car, wasn't she, and needed a bit of luck. Once she got it, she hit the line strong, so you would think she'd have an outstanding chance. I think Jer's filly's probably the one to beat, isn't it? She kind of similar to my filly, the way she finished off the last day at a slightly lesser trip, so it'll be a good race to watch.
Indeed it is. Good race today. Well done again.
Thanks, Fran. Cheers. Thanks.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.